Cruise chaos. Passengers evacuated as Middle East tensions escalate. Thousands of cruise passengers didn't get the vacation they booked. They got an emergency evacuation instead. And what's happening right now in the Middle East is changing the way every major cruise line operates, whether they're telling you or not. If you have a cruise booked to that region or anywhere near it, you need to watch this. Subscribe now and join the Cruise Smart community so you never get caught off guard. Let's get into it. Number 1. What's actually happening out there? Here's the truth the glossy cruise brochures won't show you. When geopolitical tensions flare in the Middle East, shipping lane disruptions, port closures, military activity near coastal waters, cruise lines don't just reroute quietly, entire itineraries collapse. Passengers wake up to announcements they never expected to hear on what was supposed to be the vacation of a lifetime. Recent escalations in the region have forced multiple cruise lines to make rapid, unscheduled changes to sailings that were supposed to call on iconic ports, including Aqaba in Jordan, Muscat in Oman, and Dubai in the UAE. Ships have been diverted mid-voyage. Shore excursions have been canceled with little notice, and in several documented cases, passengers have been disembarked at alternative ports, far from their booked destinations, and left to sort out their own travel home. This isn't a drill. This is what happens when a floating vacation collides with real-world geopolitics. Number 2. The evacuation scenario most passengers never prepare for. Think an evacuation only happens in movies? Think again. When a cruise ship receives a credible threat assessment or enters a maritime exclusion zone, the captain, under international maritime law, has full authority to alter course immediately without a passenger vote, without a formal refund process already in motion, without even telling you exactly why. Former cruise officers have confirmed that in high-tension scenarios, the ship's bridge receives security briefings from government agencies that passengers never see. One former senior officer described it plainly. By the time passengers hear an announcement, the decision has already been made. Often hours earlier, and the ship is already moving. What does that mean for you? It means you could be mid-excursion in a port city when your ship is ordered to depart early, rerouted to a country you didn't plan to visit, or disembarked at a port with limited international flights and no hotel rooms, because hundreds of other displaced travelers got there first. The passengers who handle this best are the ones who prepared for it. The ones who didn't, they paid for it, in stress, in money, and in lost vacation days. Number 3. The compensation trap. Here's the part cruise lines quietly hope you won't look into too closely. When a cruise is disrupted due to safety or geopolitical circumstances, your compensation rights are far more limited than you'd expect. Buried deep in the passage contract, that multi-page legal document almost no one actually reads, is language that gives the cruise line the right to alter itineraries, substitute ports, or disembark passengers at any point deemed necessary for safety or operational reasons. Big mistake to assume you'll be made whole. Read the fine print. Most lines will offer a future cruise credit, some offer a partial refund for missed ports. But here's what they rarely volunteer. That credit often comes with blackout dates, expiration windows, and restrictions that make it nearly impossible to use at full value. And if your disrupted cruise was in a region now under a government travel advisory, your standard travel insurance policy may have a clause that denies coverage for events that were considered foreseeable, meaning if tensions were already reported in the news before you sailed, you may be out of luck. Former cruise industry insiders say the passengers who come out ahead are the ones who purchased cancel for any reason travel insurance before the situation escalated. Once a crisis is on the news, it's too late. The coverage window has closed. Number 4. The ports being quietly pulled from itineraries. Cruise lines have already begun making moves. They're just not making headlines about it. Industry monitoring and passenger reports have confirmed that sailings through the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden, and parts of the Eastern Mediterranean have been systematically rerouted. Ships that were scheduled to transit the Suez Canal have been redirected around the Cape of Good Hope, adding days to voyages and eliminating port calls entirely. What's the result for passengers? A 14-night itinerary that featured Dubai, Muscat, and Petra can become a vague collection of substitute stops in ports that were never on anyone's bucket list. The cruise you paid for, in the truest sense, no longer exists. Here's what the savvy cruiser does right now. Log into your cruise line's app or website and check your specific itinerary. Look for any language about itinerary flexibility or ports subject to change. If those phrases have appeared in recent communications about your sailing, that's not boilerplate. That's a warning. Call your travel agent. Ask directly, has this itinerary been modified in the last 30 days? You deserve a straight answer. Number 5. What crew members are experiencing behind the scenes? Here's something you won't see on the ship's official blog. Crew members sailing in or near conflict-adjacent regions are working under a level of stress that goes well beyond their already demanding contracts. Former crew have described standing safety briefings that happen daily in high-tension zones, briefings that passengers are completely unaware of, drills for scenarios that go far beyond the standard muster station exercise. One former officer put it simply, the crew is trained to stay calm in front of passengers no matter what the bridge is dealing with. That calm, you see, it's professional, it's disciplined, but it is not the full picture. That's not meant to alarm you. It's meant to give you perspective. The people running that ship are professionals handling real pressure. Treat them with patience and respect, especially right now. If you sense something is off, don't panic and don't speculate. Go to guest services and ask calmly. A measured, respectful question gets a far better answer than a demand or a scene. Number 6. How to protect your cruise investment right now. You don't have to cancel, but you do have to be smart. If you have a cruise booked anywhere in the Middle East, Red Sea corridor, or Eastern Mediterranean in the next 6 to 12 months, here is exactly what you should be doing today. First, check your government's official travel advisory for every country on your itinerary. The US State Department, the UK's FCDO, and equivalent agencies in your country publish real-time advisories. A Level 3 or Level 4 advisory, do not travel, changes everything, including your insurance options and your legal standing with the cruise line. Second, review your cruise contract for the force majeure and itinerary change clauses. Understand what you're entitled to and what you're not. Third, contact your travel insurance provider today before anything changes on your booking. Ask them directly, if this region is escalated to a Level 3 advisory after my booking date, what am I covered for? Fourth, if you are already booked and you're within a penalty-free cancellation window, weigh your options seriously. It is far better to cancel on your own terms than to be rerouted without a real choice. And fifth, this one matters more than people realize. Make sure your passport is valid for at least 6 months beyond your return date. If you are disembarked unexpectedly at an alternate port, you need every document in perfect order to get home. The bottom line: a cruise should be the trip of a lifetime, not a crash course in maritime law and travel insurance fine print. What's happening in the Middle East right now is a reminder that the ocean doesn't care about your itinerary. Ships move fast when they have to, and the passengers who come out ahead are always the ones who understood the rules before the situation changed. Be informed, be prepared, and above all, cruise smart. If this gave you something to think about, hit like and subscribe to join the Cruise Smart community so you never get blindsided on the water. Drop a comment below. Have you had a cruise rerouted or disrupted? Tell us what happened. Until next time, sail safe and stay smart.